We're now getting some more breaking news on the broadcast, and this concerns Russia and Ukraine. We are now learning that Volodymyr Zelensky has proposed three-way meeting with Donald Trump and Russian President Putin. That's an important update in the face of the hostilities that's around Russia and Ukraine. There is a proposal that's coming in from Volodymyr Zelensky. My colleague Akanksha Swaroop is with us. Akanksha, how does one read this proposal?
Right. Griha, important to highlight that the Ukrainian president has suggested this trilateral form of talks, given that he's also warned that Russian forces are preparing for a major new offensive and have already gathered more than 50,000 troops next to the border with Ukraine's northeastern region of Sumy. And remember, this is also coming at a time that the Kremlin continues to bludgeon Ukraine and bombard them with their drones. At the same time, another very interesting aspect is that Donald Trump has lately expressed his irritation with the Russian President Vladimir Putin. In fact, it was on Tuesday, as recently as that, when he said, or rather cautioned Vladimir Putin that he's playing with fire when he's not really coming upon any kind of understanding to agree for a ceasefire between Russia and Ukraine. And that's also sort of leading to a lot of frustration within Donald Trump. And Zelensky, in fact, has made it amply clear that he may, that Donald Trump is irritated with Zelensky, but perhaps he's more irritated with Vladimir Putin, because he's also warned the U.S. president, saying that he may have irritated the U.S. president with his truth, but he does not sugarcoat and he only speaks the truth, whereas Vladimir Putin, the Russian president, is somebody who may say nice things, but he really does not mean them. And so when somebody is in a partnership with Russia, you really cannot trust them. So Zelensky has very much capitalized on this newfound frustration of Donald Trump when it comes to the Russian president. We'll have to see if Zelensky's proposal is even welcomed, first by the U.S. president and secondly by the Russian president, because remember, Putin has dismissed the idea of having face-to-face talks with the Ukrainian president.
Absolutely, Akanksha. And is this really suggesting that it is Zelensky only offering that olive branch? Because what happened in Turkey, where a low-level delegation really was sent and there was no face-to-face meeting of both the leaders from Ukraine and Russia, and then this open criticism by the US president of Vladimir Putin very, very recently, all of this put together, which way is this really going?
This seems to be going nowhere, as U.S. President, who seems very gung-ho on brokering that ceasefire between Russia and Ukraine, especially at the start of his administration, the second time around, remember this war, and the prospect of a ceasefire played a very critical role in bringing Donald Trump to the White House, because that was the very basis of the promise that he made, that he will be putting an end to the war, whether the one in Ukraine or the one in Gaza. So if Donald Trump is extending a word of caution to the Russian president, saying that he's playing with fire, only indicates his rising frustration levels. And of course, as I said, that Volodymyr Zelensky has very much capitalized on that frustration when he said that I may say unpleasant things, but I still tell the truth and I say what I think. And Putin may sometimes say very nice things, but those things are lies. So he's also gone on to talk about how in a partnership you can be very uncomfortable yet remain partners. And he's also said that Putin is, he's very duplicitous, because you may think you are in a dialogue with the Russian president, whereas you are not.
Right, Akanksha, thank you so much. So a trilateral meeting that has been proposed by Volodymyr Zelensky with the US president and the Russian president.
Network 18 decimates Times Internet with over 6 times more unique users on social media. Network 18, the undisputed leader of news networks, way ahead of the times.